In 1982, Alexander Vilenkin proposed a radical idea, an idea that the universe began from literally nothing. Not just the absence of matter, but the absence of space and time as well. This echoes ancient Vedic scriptures like the Nasadiya Sukta, which we explored in our previous episode. In 2015, Stephen Hawking furthered this idea, suggesting that the universe is a self-contained entity, timeless, with no reference to anything that might have come before it. As Hawking described, the universe would neither be created nor destroyed. It would just be. About 400 million years after the universe's inception, the first stars and galaxies were born. Atoms, formed during the early cooling of the universe, began to combine, leading to the creation of these celestial bodies. Around the same time, water began to form, an essential ingredient for life. Our solar system, including Earth, came into existence about 4.5 billion years ago. Life, which requires oxygen, first emerged on Earth around 3.7 billion years ago. Remarkably, all the matter we see today, including everything in the universe, was created in those first moments of time. But what is the source of this creation? The Vedas speak of a one entity, an all-encompassing truth. This entity is the intelligence behind the intellect, the imagination powering the mind but is beyond the mind, the power within speech but is beyond speech. Yet it transcends all these faculties. It is love. It is bliss, shared by this one entity for all. It cannot be understood by our material intellect and mind, but can be understood by the divine power from this one entity to grasp the origins of the universe. To share its love and bliss, this one entity projected itself as the power within each soul and creating beings with free will. These beings, through their journey of life, would one day return to the source filled with love and bliss for this one entity, and in turn, he will share everything in his creation with us all. The universe's creation occurs in two stages, the primary creation and the secondary. The primary creation includes three fundamental categories: Mahat Tattva, Prakruti, and time. Mahat Tattva is the operating principle of creation that is existing pre-creation. Here the Creator creates multiple universes, aiming to share love and bliss with all of us souls. Prakruti, or nature, consists of three latent tendencies: ignorance, rajasic; passion, tamasic; and goodness, sattvic. These tendencies, in their different ratios, form the different subtle material in each of the universe across the multiverse, from which the space, waves, stars, and elementary particles, etc. are created. Modern science speaks of strings, minute particles that form the building blocks of matter. The current advancement in modern science replaces the point-like particles of particle physics, bione-dimensional objects, called strings, the building blocks of all matter. Yet, according to Vedic science, Prakruti is the ultimate indivisible material, eternal and infinite. It is the first material to initiate the creation of various elements in the cosmos. In the beginning, at the moment of the Big Bang, all forces were unified, bound together as a single force. But as the universe expanded and cooled, these forces began to separate, each taking on the roles we know today. Just 1 second after the Big Bang, the universe's temperature dropped to 10 to the power 32 Kelvin, and the four fundamental forces emerged. Three minutes later, protons and neutrons began to form the first nuclei, with the temperature still a scorching 1 billion Kelvin. Similarly, these forces are intrinsic to Prakriti, the unified force described in ancient texts and modern science alike. Prakruti embodies the early stages of the cosmos, controlling the balance of attraction and repulsion. This subtle force is the source of all fundamental forces, shaping the universe from the very beginning. The mystery of how these forces were once united continues to drive the quest for the grand unified theory, a theory that would unlock the secrets of our universe's origin. In the ancient wisdom of Maharshi Kapila, the cosmic blueprint unfolds in layers. From the essence of Mahat Tattva, where multiverse lies, arises Ahankara, the ego. This ego is not just an identity, it is one of the fundamental building blocks, or tattvas, of the universe. It shapes individual consciousness, separating the self-consciousness from the vast oneness of existence. It is where the journey of the self begins. The secondary creation begins when time disturbs the equilibrium of Prakruti, projecting the cosmos through 24 tattvas. These tattvas include not just physical elements like space, earth, fire, air, and water, but also intellect, mind, ego, the senses, and the sensory systems such as sight, hear, touch, smell, and taste. The first creation in living beings, the four tattvas that are four intellectual systems, is the soul, followed by the ahankar, or the ego, which introduces the sense of separation from the one entity. Then arises buddhi, or intellect, and man, or mind. Next, there are five motor organ systems for doing karma or duty. This unfolding of universe and life, as described in the Vedic scriptures, illustrates astonishingly accurate physical origin of the universe. In the beginning, there was only darkness and silence. Then, from the silence arose the first sound, the sacred Om. This was the subtle essence of sound, the first vibration that echoed through the void. From this pre-creation sound, space, or akasa, was born. Space carried within it the essence of sound, filling the void. Out of space emerged the essence of touch, giving rise to wind, which moved freely, carrying both sound and touch. From the essence of touch, the subtle essence of form, or rupa, began to take shape, and from this essence, fire, or agni, was born. Fire held within it the qualities of sound, touch, and shape, illuminating the darkness. From shape came the essence of taste, and out of this essence, water emerged, flowing with the qualities of sound, touch, form, and taste. Finally, from the essence of smell within water, the earth was formed. The earth, with its solid form, embodied all five qualities: sound, touch, form, taste, and smell, giving rise to the physical world. The modern scientific framework explains the order of formation of elements of nature as space, wind, fire, water, and earth, leading to life. The Taittiriya Upanishad describes this process in poetic detail. This is the self, the spirit, and from the spirit ether was born, and from ether air, from air fire, from fire water, and from water earth. From the earth, herbs and plants grew, from plants came food, and from food human was born. This ancient wisdom beautifully illustrates the physical origin of the universe, connecting the elements of nature to the very essence of human existence. The universe, in all its vastness and complexity, is a manifestation of the one entity. The Vedic seers understood this, not by observing a small part of the universe, but by reaching out to the one entity projecting itself as many. In the sacred texts of the Vedas, the one God speaks, "I perceive and interact with all that exists, but I must do so in harmony with the underlying order of the universe, a universe driven by the principles of love and bliss." As seen from few facts extracted from the Vedic scriptures. Fact 1. Modern science reveals a constant, uniform, and unchanging sound that fills the universe, the cosmic microwave background. This sound, known in the Vedas as Om, embodies everything that was, is, and will be. It transcends the three phases of time, resonating through past, present, and future. Fact 2. Science theorizes that the universe operates on a scientifically guided autopilot. Stephen Hawking, in his final book, Brief Answers to Big Questions, reflected this idea, suggesting no possibility of God in our universe. The role of an all-powerful deity might have been to set the initial conditions of the universe, causing the Big Bang, and then stepping back to observe his creation. Yet how astoundingly atheistic Stephen Hawking was. Still, his and modern science view mirrors the Vedic scriptures. But scriptures take the idea forward that not only God creates the universe but also maintains it. The one entity is described as greater than the greatest, pervading the waters, earth, and sky, an effulgent force that dwells in all things and preserves them. Fact 3. Modern science explains that the Big Bang created and stretched space itself, leading to the expansion of the universe. The Vedas similarly describe how, from the one entity, the expanding and expansive cosmos emerged. In the Vedas and in modern science, we find a shared understanding of creation, a universe guided by eternal truths, where love and bliss are the core of all existence.